Hi, I'm Reese with Frugal Repair, where I try to help you learn how to fix things yourself and save money in the process. Today we're going to fix a MacBook button. Are you in a situation where you're pushing down on your trackpad and you can hear the button click, but the computer's not registering the click? Or maybe you found yourself in a situation where you're pushing down really hard to get that button to click. That's what we're going to solve today. Now, you might be tempted to go out and buy a new trackpad in this situation. That will solve your issue because on the back of the new trackpad is a new button up here at the top. But what I'm going to show you in this video is what the underlying problem is in most cases that makes the buttons go bad, and I'm going to help you fix it for free so that you do not have to spend any money going out and buying a new expensive trackpad. Now, you can do this repair. It doesn't matter how much experience or little experience that you have. I'm going to walk you through each step of the way. And of course, you can ask questions in the comment section. So let's get started. Before we tear everything apart, let me show you where we're going with this repair. We're going to take the trackpad out of this computer and physically adjust a small piece of metal on the backside of the trackpad. Here's my extra trackpad. The button that we're going to work on is down here at the bottom. The root cause of most of the problems is the wear and tear on the metal contact points at the bottom here of the trackpad. I'll get into it later, but by the time that we're done with this repair, we're going to have a fully functioning and clicking MacBook trackpad. For this example, I am working on a 2009 MacBook Pro. If your Mac has a CD drive, the procedure will be almost identical to what you see here. If you have a MacBook Air, getting the battery out will look a little bit different, but you should be able to figure it out. If you have a Retina MacBook with a trackpad that looks like the one here, you'll have to contend with the adhesive holding in the battery. Again, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments section below. So this repair is free, and by the end your trackpad will be as good as new, but it does at least require that you have the screwdrivers to open up your Mac and get the battery and trackpad out. So if you don't have those, I'm going to recommend that you pick up a set like this on the left. These things are cheap and they have about every bit you will ever need to work on anything small like iPhones, computers, or even eyeglasses. I'll put a link in the description below to the tool set, as well as a link to that magnification headset on the right. I'm going to be using these tools and the tweezers and razor blade in this repair, but if you can get your trackpad out, you will really only need the razor blade. Step 1, flip your Mac over and we're going to get the back cover off. You're going to find about 10 screws on the perimeter of your bottom case. One tip I want to give you is grab a refrigerator magnet off of your fridge. When you take the screws out, you're going to put them on this magnet in the orientation that you find them. That way, when you go to put things back together again, you know what screws go in the right holes. So for most of you doing this repair, you're going to need a Phillips head 00 to get the back cover off of your Mac. The rest of you, if you have a newer MacBook Air or MacBook Pro, you're going to need a pentalobe head. That's the 1.2 there in the picture. Step 2 is remove the power source from the computer. So in this case, you see the battery here. You want to find where it plugs into the logic board. On this style, I get my fingernail underneath here and just pop it off like that. On most MacBooks with a CD-ROM drive, you're going to need a tri-wing bit to get the battery out. If you have a MacBook Air, it's going to be a T5, which is a Torx bit. Next, we're going to get the battery out. Use those bits to take out the screw there and there. On a 15-inch MacBook, you're going to have 3 screws rather than these just 2 screws. So after you get those screws out, grab this plastic tab on the battery and just pull it right out. Next, take the smallest Phillips head bit that you have, and we're going to take out these outer screws to get the trackpad out. I like to take out the trackpad right from the logic board itself. So I take my fingernail and I pop this off. Some people disconnect it from here and pull the trackpad out with this still intact. But I don't like to mess with this because sometimes it can break or get messed up. So I do it from here. Next is fairly simple. Just lift up the top case and keep the screen down here. You can get your hand underneath and basically just work this
piece up here through the metal, and you can just pull it right down, lift this up, and now we have the trackpad out.
Again, this is the location where we're going to be doing the work, so get your magnification if you need it, and your razor blade and your tweezers. So with one hand holding the trackpad down on a flat surface, get your razor blade, and you're going to work this adhesive that you can see here off. You're going to see how I'm slowly doing it here, separating the adhesive from the trackpad body. You want to go very slowly, no need to rush it. You really want to try not to tear this material because they're going to reuse it. If you happen to royally mess it up, you can use a piece of tape to hold it back down. Don't get too worried, but you do want to take your time. Now, while you're doing this, let me explain sort of what's happening here. That gray thing in the middle is the actual button itself. That's what you hear clicking. It's a piece of metal that flexes back and forth when you push down on the trackpad. And that gold thing underneath is one of the outer contact points that makes the button, the click makes it work. I'll show you in more detail after I've worked this off. But just keep going slowly. This is in real time. You can see how long it's taking me to get this off. It goes pretty quickly. If you do, again, happen to rip it at this point, don't worry. There's enough adhesive on here to hold that button in place for what we need it to do. And again, worst case scenario, you can tape it back on. And now this whole piece is removed. This is what we want to see. So after you remove the adhesive and that silver button itself, this is what you find. These are two metal contact plates, and the way that the button works is that when you push down on it, it short circuits these two pieces of metal. So you see me changing the light right here. You can see that outer ring of wear marks on that outer gold circle. That's the wear and tear, and what happens is over time it's not making metallic electrical connection between the outer ring and the inner ring when you push the button. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that either slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and in effect get a brand new button out of the whole thing. Okay, grab your tweezers and grab that adhesive with the gray button that you took off. And what you're going to try to do is line it up so that it's just basically not in the same location it was. So either slightly off center, to the right, or to the left. It really doesn't matter. Just not in the same exact location. And once you feel like you're pretty close to what you want, you're just going to push your finger down and hold this down. And so I'm going to line it up here just to the side. And then I'm going to put my finger down and push really hard. Make sure all that adhesive sticks. And that looks great. And so there's the button click. And everything works. It just needs to have that outer ring touch the inner ring as soon as that button gets depressed.
All right, let's get the trackpad back in. So you're going to come in under here, and the tricky part is going to getting this tab threaded through. Let me turn this around for you. I should come in here at the bottom, and if I can't grab it with my fingers, I'd use my tweezers to grab the end of this and pull it through here like this. So just like this. And I'll clamp that down. Here, this will fit up into here. Oops, like that. And then you can put one screw in on either side, put the battery in, and then test it out to see if you've actually done it and fixed it. See if it's to your liking. One thing I didn't mention before, just I want to point out, if you ever need to make an adjustment to the depth of the click, this is the adjustment screw right here. You shouldn't need to change it at all based on what we've done here. We've fixed the main problem itself of why the button wears out. But if you need to, that's where it is. And that's it. Remember to put everything back together the way that you took it apart. If you have had a successful repair, or maybe you're stuck and you have a question, please put that in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And moving forward, if you'd like to learn how things work, how to fix things yourself and save money, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to teach you.